Okay, I'm going to show everyone a quick tutorial on how to install texture packs using Project 64. I made my own WWF No Mercy Texture pack, um, and this is just showing everyone a simple way on how to get texture packs to work using Project 64. First thing is to go to the main website. Here, you can click download here, but I go to the downloads, go to the public releases, and you want to download the most recent public release, which is version 3.0.1, and this is as of May 1st, 2025. You're going to download that, and then step 2 is going to get the ROM itself. You should have the ROM by now, but for whatever game you're using, just make sure you have the ROM. In this case, WWF No Mercy, the texture pack that I'm using, I tested on version 1.0, version 1.1 for the USA version. It seems to work. Not sure if it works on any international versions, but anyways, it should work though. I think it's kind of universal, texture packs are. So next is step 3 is installing Project 64. So here's the setup file. Gonna click yes, next. Gonna install the program files. It's installing. Next, we're gonna want to launch it. On the first time you launch it, it's gonna have you select which language you want to use. Game directory. If you have a bunch of games, you could point it to that folder, so it'll auto load the directory when you open up Project 64. And then next is video plugin. You're gonna want to click OK there. Make sure you do glide N64 for this. That's important. Then click OK. It's now going to make you wait 30 seconds. After that, step 4 is you want to actually download the texture pack file, which is under WWF Mod Public Master version 1.0 here. Click the link. It's going to take you to this page where it looks like there's nothing downloaded, but actually go to the top right corner and the 3 dots. Click that and click download. After that, you're going to want to download, go back to the main page here, and we're going to go on to probably the most important step, which is step 5. We are going to go back to Project 64, click continue. Then you go to options, graphic settings, texture enhancement. And this is the most important part, is make sure you use texture pack is checked off. Remember where these are. Specifically, you're going to want to know where the texture cache path is, because that's where we're going to put the file. You're next going to go to use full transparencies, make sure that's checked. And you're going to also check off use file storage instead of memory cache. And next, go down here. Save enhanced texture cache should be checked, but uncheck compressed texture cache here. And for safe measure, I like to set this. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I set this to be a little bit higher than however big the texture pack file is. My texture pack is about 470 megabytes, so I'm going to set this to 500. After that, as long as all these settings match, you could obviously change the folders. Just make sure none of these folders are the same with each other. They have to be 3 separate folders. But as long as your settings match this, we should be good to go. So you're going to click save, save and close. Then we're going to step 6, which is actually placing the texture pack in the Project 64 folder. So we're going to open up, here's my texture pack, open. And we installed Project 64 here. We're going to go to the plugin folder, GFX folder, Glide N64 folder, and then the cache folder, which should be blank. You're now going to open up the texture pack file or whatever. In this case, it's that file is going to be in Project 64, plugin, GFX, Glide N64 cache. You're going to copy that texture and place that texture into the cache folder. Next, you're going to go to step 7, which is opening up the game in Project 64. So we're going to go to Open ROM. I'll place the game down here. We're going to click Open. If everything worked, we should have the custom menu. Yep. Alright, it worked. That part works, so you're going to go to End Emulation. And then you're going to actually shut down Project 64 completely again. Now we're going to go to step 8, which is going back to the Project 64 folder here. Now, some of you that aren't using this texture pack, this may not be necessary. Sometimes they may just give you a texture pack and no save files, but in this case, the save file is important because there's a lot of data connected to that texture pack where characters are set. If you don't set those characters, the texture packs will open some things, but it won't show you all the characters. So in this case, there's a save file associated with this. So you're going to go to the main Project 64 folder. You should see a save folder. Since you opened the game, there should also now be a folder that shows WWF No Mercy or whatever game you're playing. There should be a file in there like this. You may see 1 to 3 files. Doesn't matter what they are, delete those. And then go back to the RAR file. And we are going to go to the Project 64 save folder. And then the WWF No Mercy folder after that. We're going to copy those 3 files. And we're going to save them here. Now we're going to go to step 9, which is open Project 64 again. And we should be ready to go here in a moment. Once this opens, I'll go to the input settings. I'll show you that real quick, what I prefer. If you have a Nintendo, or if you have an Xbox controller, or some people use PlayStation controllers, or even sometimes Switch controllers, you're going to want to most likely use the settings that I'm going to show you. You could use a keyboard as well, which again, the plugin that I use for that is, I think, the most convenient, but I'll show you what to do. Go to Continue. You're going to go to Configuration, then go to Plugins, and then down at Input, I choose the Enrage one. Click Apply and click OK. Go up to Options, go to Input Settings. From here, if you have a keyboard, you can mainly set all the controls here. But if you have a controller, you could do X Input, and then it turns to where you could preset. Yeah, in my case, I have an Xbox controller, but I think if you have a controller set up, it might auto-detect it. But this is mainly for Xbox controllers, but I think most of the controls would work too. But anyways, you can go to like auto set these. In this case, I'm just going to set A, B. I'm going to choose Start as Start, and then the D-pad as this D-pad buttons. Then you click Save here and then Save again. I'm not sure why it does that, but that's just how it seems to be. Alright, if we go in, then also you can mess around with graphic settings under Options, Graphic Settings. We'll do, just for the sake of this, we'll do a quick set it to 16 by 9 and 1280 by 960. I don't know. Sometimes these settings like get really funky. Like you could play high-end games on your computer, but sometimes like simple settings like this, it might make it go slow. But anyways, we're just going to do a quick test. You'll have to mess around with this, but go to Save and Close. Go back to the ROM. Should open up. There's the intro text. No need to sit through all of it, but we'll click Start. Alright, it's working. Exhibition. Okay, click Start, and confirmed it is working. So it has all the custom characters here. And you can see a preview. This is mostly 97.1 people, WBNS, like a radio station in Columbus, and some local people in Columbus, Ohio that are like personalities and coaches, as you can see there. There's a bunch more pop culture people. More pop culture. We have like X-Men, fast food people, Cortana from Halo, Cat Planet, Dragon Ball Z, and more pop culture. More pop culture with Office, Full House, Sunny in Philadelphia, Batman, Seinfeld characters, Decision 2024, and then this is where you can customize all of your characters. If you have a character over here, they only match the people behind them. So like I think this is The Rock in position 1. His character has just the settings for The Rock. But what you can do is in a different menu you can clone him and then clone him over to the customize character area, and then you can fully customize all the stats and everything. But anyways, everything is working. Hopefully this is all the texture packs that you have. They should all work if you use these settings, and hopefully you enjoy.